This happened some time ago. Back. It was one cold night. I was in my bed. I didn't got much to do and I wasn't going to work the following day, so I got up and decided to watch some Netflix movie. I sat down on the couch and I did open my window to let the cold breeze flow in. I sat down on the couch and watched my show, skipping channels, look for the perfect show to watch. The neon light dangled in the air. I sat down with a chunks of nachos, watching the Netflix movie. The cool breeze blow, making my ear flap. And the atmosphere was good. I sat back and watched my movie, but I keep hearing sounds from the woods. I didn't know what it was, but it sure sounded creepy. Then finally, I see where the sound was coming from. It was from a hole. I take up some nachos and stuff it into my mouth. I eat and watching my teeth crunch against the nachos. I was watching a scary movie of a break-in with this girl. She left her back door open. She was so silly to leave her back door open and let that man come into her apartment to kill her. I was watching the movie for some time and stuffing my face with nachos. The movie was getting sweet, but I keep hearing sounds from the woods, making a shiver run down my spine, because although I was living near the woods, things can happen out of no decision. Sometimes things happen out of no decision you make. But suddenly, I see someone running from the woods in a jacket, running up to my house, up to my house window. I was so scared at the moment. He was running in a rapid speed. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I just the nachos on the ground and shut the window before he approached. The man stand there like a statue. I couldn't see the face because of his cap. He just stand there watching me. He looked spooky and creepy. And I was shivering at that time because what the hell? Did someone was trying to break into my apartment? I imagined the Netflix movie, and then he grinned in a crooked smile. I can see rotten teeth bulging out of his gums. And he'd stand there, smile, and tilting his head back and forth, looking at me. I guess he was enjoying watching me suffer. He was saying some nonsense things like, "Let me in, it's cold," and then he walked off in a flash. I didn't know what to do, but I just stand there shocked in my tracks because what the fuck? What was going on here? I skipped the channels, ignoring this man's creepy presence. But I was scared at that time because although I was in the woods, there's not much house nearby. And I'm afraid that this man could break into my house. Was I friggin' imagining the Netflix movie coming to life? I just stand there. I dropped my phone so I couldn't call anybody, and it smashed into tiny pieces. I just picked up my phone in disbelief because if this man broke into my apartment, how am I going to inform the police because I dropped my phone and I didn't have a cell phone backup? I put my hand on my head, feeling really stupid because what am I going to do now? I stand there, feeling shocked in my tracks and feeling nervous. The woods was empty. The only light was coming. The woods was lonely and dark. The only light was coming from the woods. It was from my house. I stand there, shocked in my tracks. I can hear sounds, and then I hear someone knocked on the door. I skipped the channel. But I did say this wasn't going to bug me. I just skipped the channel and continue watching Netflix movie. Because I was a grown up. What's there to scared about? I get decided. And next, I can hear a creepy presence walking to my door. I stand up and I hear the sound. I open the windows and there was that friggin' same man. He was poking his face on my window. The ear in the back of my neck stood up like sharp needles. He was rubbing his face against my window and saying, "Let me in!" The ear in the back of my neck stood up. I screamed on the top of my lungs because I couldn't know what I was seeing. I bent down on the ground, grabbing my head because my head was throbbing in pain. He kept banging on the door, said, "Let me in, let me in, it's cold out here, let me in, it's cold out here, let me in, you fucker, let me in, let me in." The sound was bearing, I couldn't take it anymore, my head was throbbing in pain. Next, I hear a banging on my door. I got up and think before I open the door. When I open the door, I see a woman about my age. She said, looking frightened, but I was still shocked in my tracks. I said, "Do you see that man at my window? Do you see him? Where's he at? Do you see him?" He said, "What man?" "I'm just looking for my father." I said, "Father? There's a man. You gotta call the police. He's gonna get me." And when I carried the girl to the window where the man is at, I almost get a heart attack because she opened the window and let the man in. The ear in the back of my neck stood up. I said, "What now? Are you two gonna kill me?" "No, I cannot die. I'm too young to die." He said, "No, this is my father. You're just overreacting. He's my father. He get lonely sometimes when I'm gone to work. He must have hear you watching your Netflix movie because he's a big fan of Netflix movie. And I'm sorry for my father's presence, but he should have do it more a punky kai, I should say," she said. The man stared at the TV, not paying any attention to us, just stared at the TV, watching the TV, and smiled with a big creepy grin. And then, when the show was over, she took her father and leave. But before he leave, he stared at me and smiled with a big creepy grin and said, "I'll see you again.
I'll see you again,
Sarah."
Sarah.
The ear in the back of my neck stood out like sharp needles because how the frick did this man know my name? I just stayed there in disbelief because never again am I watching a friggin' Netflix movie and leaving my window opened